Washington Commanders Nation, y'all recover from that game yet? I think I'm still getting there, but it's been a couple short-lived days after Washington laid an egg on Thursday Night Football. And to add insult to literal injury, Dietrich Wise is out for the season with a quad injury. And then our worst fears about Austin Ekeler have been confirmed. He has torn his Achilles and is also out for the season. That is two impact starters. And on top of that, the centerpiece, the franchise quarterback, got an MRI on his knee or ankle. I don't know. Let's talk about it. What it do and what's going on, Washington Commanders Nation? It's your boy Rio Robinson back with the latest and greatest on the Rambling with Rio YouTube channel, where we ramble about our Washington Commanders. That 27-18 victory, we're still trying to wash the stench of it, but Washington got to move on ultimately. And what bites the bullet even more is losing Dietrich Wise, one of our prized offseason acquisitions, and starting running back Austin Ekeler. While we are very excited about the potential, the upside of Bill in a RB1 role, this is a major loss to the offense. Austin Ekeler provides balance. He provides stability, experience that goes beyond explanation. And he provides that mystery of you don't know if we're passing or running whenever he's on the field. That's a big loss. And defensively with the Dietrich Wise thing, we spent all offseason trying to bring in all these big bodies so we could not let teams gash us back and forth and run laps around our defense in the run game. Dietrich Wise was going to be a huge part of that. That's one of the biggest edge rush players I've ever seen. So this hurts. This stings. It hurts a lot. Dietrich Wise on Instagram, he put this heartfelt post out there. I don't know if you guys saw this. I'll pull it up on screen right now. But it was a picture of him being carted off the field, which was awful, by the way. He says, "I'm truly grateful for all the love, prayers, and support I've received. This was an unfortunate experience, but when you give so much to the game and do everything you can to improve for yourself and your team's success, it can feel like there's a lot to play for. When you stop, it can feel like everything around you stops too. But I know the best healer. God only puts us through what we can handle, and every challenge carries a lesson. Out of every test comes growth." And I just lost where I'm at. My bad. Out of every test comes growth. Where am I? Jesus Christ. Out of every test comes growth, shaping us into who we need to become to accomplish the goals we set from the start. I'm on the path to becoming the highest version of myself. And on the bright side, I can spend the time with my family and my sons. Man, speedy recovery to Austin Ekeler and to Dietrich Wise. You hate to see players, especially starting players, impact contributors, getting injured. And at age 31, especially for a running back like Austin Ekeler, these could be career-ending injuries for those guys. So well wishes and speedy recovery to both of those guys. And I hope they aren't career enders. But Austin Eckler's time in DC and his time in his league, it might be up at this point. But we got scary-ish news. Jayden was taking hits that we did not want to see him take later in that game. I didn't even want him to finish the game because it was already over. I didn't want to see a stat pad or garbage time touchdown our way to making the score look like it was not as bad as it actually was. But Jayden, according to Grant Paulson, take this for what it is, said he got an MRI yesterday. Players get MRIs on a precautionary basis when they get treatment and stuff, just to make sure. And when it comes to quarterbacks, you don't want to play any games. So I'm assuming this is more precautionary than anything else. But Jayden Daniels getting an MRI is scary. Just those words are scary, and it's awakening the war flashbacks and the PTSD of old buddy that was our quarterback in 2012, who remain nameless right now because Lord knows he says his name enough. We don't need to mention it on the program. But are you concerned with Jayden Daniels? Are you concerned with his injury status going into week 3 against the Raiders? Let's talk about it a little bit more after a word from our sponsor. The NFL season is here, which means you have a chance to win 1,000 times your cash on daily fantasy. Football has never been more exciting than it is with players like Jayden Daniels, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, and Jamar Chase. Pick on stats for these stars like touchdowns, passing yards, receiving yards, fantasy points, and more. We're up to a 1,000 times payout on Sleeper. Get your picks right and you could win big using promo code RIO91. That was promo code RIO91 and you'll get up to a $100 match bonus on your first deposit. Terms and conditions may apply. Shout out to Sleeper for sponsoring this video and all content on the channel this season. RIO91 on Sleeper. But I'm not concerned until they tell me I need to be concerned. If Jayden, first of all, he said Grant Paulson mentioned that he got his knee checked out. And I know his knee got hit weirdly on that hit, but he rolled his ankle. He was limping because he rolled his ankle. So if there was anything I was expecting to show up, it would be an ankle sprain of some sort, some type of ankle twist, ankle sprain. And I'm praying not in high ankle sprain because you miss time for shit like that. But I'm not concerned until they tell me they need to be. But when it's your franchise quarterback, your centerpiece, and the pièce de résistance of everything this team has going, we have to monitor this. We have to put this in our pocket, and we need to make sure that this is a nothing burger. So I'm sure what Grant was trying to do was elicit a visceral reaction from the fan base when he put that information out. But everything I've heard and I've been told so far, it's precautionary. But you know they be lying because we didn't even find out till Jayden told us he had broken ribs last year. He told us in a Madden clip. So you don't know. I will say this in summary, because I'm not going to be here alone. Beautiful weather outside. Great fight on tonight. I'll be back tomorrow for a NFL Sunday stream of some sort at some point tomorrow. But don't panic. Don't be afraid, and do not think who we were on Thursday night is who this team is. Apparently, we just aren't built for Thursday night football. Jayden's two worst performances that we've seen to date of his 21 starts were on Thursday night football. Last year at Philadelphia, this year at Green Bay. So what I've learned about this team is traveling on a short week Thursday, that ain't our bag. That is not our bag. We're going to have to figure that shit out. Maybe at home on Thursday, we could get different results, but I have come to grips with traveling with this old ass roster. We don't get up in 4 days and ready to go, but I don't want to make any excuses for it. It was a shit show from the quarterback, the coaches, the defense. Everybody gets a piece of the pie, but I also don't want to lose sight on the goal. And I also don't want to lose sight on my quarterback being that guy and we're loading up for an MVP type season, or that the defense is better this year, or that we're going to be a contender going forward. 1 week does not stop that. Everybody has bad games. Every team has bad games. The Ravens lost an early game to the Raiders last year, and it did not change the course of their season. Green Bay is really good and they're hot right now. We ran into a buzzsaw on Thursday night. That is not a microcosm of who this team is and who this team's going to be in 2025. I'm not going to keep y'all here all day. Quick update. Austin Ekeler's out for the season with a torn Achilles. Dietrich Wise is out for the season with a bad quad injury, and Jayden Daniels allegedly had an MRI the day following the Green Bay Packers game. Until we know more, nothing to see here, but just trying to keep y'all abreast of what's going on at BigBear.ai Performance Center about the Washington Commanders. If you need tickets like to next week's game, I'll be in the building with Lil Rio at Northwest Stadium. You definitely want to get your tickets on SeatGeek. That's Rio 10 for 10% off any tickets this year on SeatGeek. Continue pushing through, because Thursday night was hard to stomach, but there's still 15 weeks of football left and a lot of football left to be played at Northwest Stadium. So when you do so, holla at your boy, Rio 10 on SeatGeek. Talk soon. I've been looking to find the best deal on Washington Commanders tickets for the 2025 season, which is why I want to give the sponsor of today's video, SeatGeek, a huge shout out. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. There are more than 70,000 events listed on SeatGeek, including concerts, sporting events, festivals, and more. The NFL is right around the corner, and MLB is in full swing. I love using SeatGeek. Recently used it, lock in my training camp tickets. Most notably, I was at the Grand National Tour with my son, Kendrick Lamar, and SZA at Northwest Stadium. SeatGeek has your back. Each ticket is rated on a scale of 1 through 10, so you know you're getting a good deal. So look for the green dots. Green means good, red means bad. Plus, every ticket is backed by their buyer guarantee. And you know I had to come through for y'all using promo code RIO10 for 10% off your next set of tickets at SeatGeek. That's 10% off any tickets with promo code RIO10.